Good morning from the botanical gardens again. So I thought I would just kind of grab my A1ll and just kind of do a loop with A1ll and kind of check out its stabilization. Currently right now we're in active stabilization, just a standard active stabilization, and we're shooting in S1ll today is what we're going to go with. Again, I don't want to mess with any kind of grading or anything like that with these kind of comparison videos. Just other than I just want to compare what the standard enhanced picture profiles look like in the camera. So we'll compare this S1ll to S1ll A2. So that's what we're doing, and we're just kind of going to walk along here and see what we got going on. I don't have just a whole lot to talk about, but right when I picked up the A1ll, I was like, man, this feels like my camera, like it just feels like home to me, and really comfort to have it in my hands again, to be honest with you. After messing around with that Panasonic for a few days, it's just nice to have this back in my hands. And the thing that I like about it is, or the thing that I had to do to kind of make it comfortable for me again, is I had to put a bottom plate on there. I like running my cameras with a cage normally, but because of the way that Sony has designed the little push button locks on their top, on the mode dials, when you put a cage on the camera, it makes it kind of difficult to access the button and change the mode dial at the same time like you have to do with the Sony camera. So I just took the cage off and got a bottom plate, which just makes the camera a bazillion times better, hold in your hand. The funny thing is, like, generally any kind of accessory you want for Sony camera, it's out there. You want a cage, there's bunches of cages. You want a bottom plate, there's bunches of bottom plates. I could only find one bottom plate for this camera, which is weird, and it was by the Really Rot Stuff, and they make crazy expensive accessories. So this bottom plate was crazy expensive and ridiculously overpriced, but there's only one I could find. But to me, it just makes this camera feel right in my hand. Now I'm going to switch over to dynamic active stabilization. All right, we're in dynamic active stabilization right now, and for the Panasonic and the A1ll, I just have it in one hand, kind of pointed out in front of me, and I'm just walking like I normally would walk, because I don't know how else to test the stabilization. I could put it on, a stick, or I could hold it with two hands, or I could do this or that or whatever. And I'm trying to hold the camera as similar as possible, so you can kind of get a good gauge of what's going on with the cameras. And for yesterday I shot in a 4K 60 open gate, 5.1K or whatever it is. And today I'm just going, it's 4K 60. That's all this camera has. So that's what I'm shooting it with. And that's just what we're going to do today. We're just going to walk around there. Now, yesterday I got to go up and over that little bridge, the shaky bridge, and up in the treehouse thing, but there's a bunch of kids up in there today, so won't be able to do that unless they have left when I go back over there. So I don't know if we're gonna get to make that comparison on. I was hoping to do that, but I don't want to film a bunch of kids and look like a weirdo any more than I have to. And again, the screen on this Sony camera, it's just, man, it's so dark. I just don't understand why they can't get the screens right on the Sony cameras. They just look so dark. You can barely see anything going on when there's any kind of sunlight out. I wish they could up the value or up the quality of the screens and make them much brighter than they actually are. I'm really trying to fight familiarity bias with the Sony A1ll. Like, I've been using Sony cameras forever, so naturally when I get one in my hands, it just feels like I'm home. Like I don't have to worry about this or that or whatever. Any kind of problems or things I run into, I can just easily solve. If I had to switch a setting or something, I know exactly where it is because the menus actually make sense to me. And but I'm trying to fight that. I'm trying to fight through the unfamiliarity with the Panasonic system, and I'm trying to really get to know that camera better, because I want to see if you know, I want to possibly switch over to that. And I doubt that, because I doubt I'm going to do that, because to be honest with you, the time you know, sell all your lenses and buy all new lenses, it's just a huge money losing proposition. So I'm more than likely just going to stay right where I am, but still want to see what's out there and what, you know, that camera has to offer. Really, over the A1ll II, it really just is open gate up to 60 frames per second, which I said yesterday, I just really hadn't found a good use for it yet. I'm still trying, but I just can't, me personally. And also the color science, is it that much better with the Panasonic, or is it just new to me? I don't know. So let me know down in the comments what you think of the stabilization coming out of the Sony A1ll II. Is just a normal or active stabilization, is that decent? Is it good enough to get by? And how's the dynamic active stabilization? Is the crop that big of a deal to you? And also let me know what you think of S1ll compared to Sony like A2. Better, worse? So for now, I gotta get on out here because I feel like a complete tool walking around with the camera, all these little kids running around, before I get outed and made fun of. So thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.